Ahoy hoy fellow bookworms, my name is Caroline and welcome to Top 5 Wednesday. The topic for this week is favourite non-written novels, which is a really confusing way to phrase something, but it basically just means something that's not your typical novel, so maybe an audiobook or a graphic novel. Now, I don't really listen to audiobooks, so for me this topic is all about graphic novels, comic books and mangas. Coming in at number 5 is Orange the Complete Collection by Ichigo Takano, and holy hot damn guys, I love this series so much and feel like it's super underrated. This series is like a drama, sci-fi, romance, all about this group of high school students. Basically, our main character receives a letter from herself 10 years in the future saying that there's a new guy starting in her class today, but 10 years in the future, he's no longer with them, so she should watch over him. And the story just kind of goes from there, and it's so emotional and beautiful. It's all about friendship and growing up, and I'm just so in love with this series. Number 4 is Death Note by Tsugumi Ohba, and this is probably one of the most well-known mangas, but it is so amazing. This story is all about our main character Light, who finds a death note which has been dropped by one of the gods of death, and basically if he writes a person's name in that death note, then they will die. So he takes it upon himself to kind of clean up the world and kill off some criminals and thinks he's doing the right thing. But then there's also this detective called L who thinks that Light is a murderer, and the two have this kind of cat and mouse thing going, and it's just really entertaining and incredibly clever. Number 3 is the Saga comic series by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. I'm just so in love with the characters and the story of this series. This series follows our two main characters who are soldiers from opposing sides of this never-ending galactic war, but they've met and fallen in love and had a child together and are now on the run from pretty much everyone, and it's just the most amazing story. It has these moments where it's incredibly beautiful, there's an amazing family dynamic, and the relationships are really well developed. The art style is amazing, there's constant twists and turns, and I love this so much. Coming in at number 2 for me is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, which is an amazing standalone graphic novel about a shapeshifter named Nimona with a troubled past. Basically, she shows up at a villain's lair one day and is like, yo, I want to be your sidekick, and he tells her to go away, but she won't take that for an answer. So she just starts tagging along on his evil missions, and the two of them kind of strike up this unlikely friendship. And this is a really funny graphic novel that also has some incredibly heartwarming moments. I loved the art style in this. There's a couple of like recurring jokes in it that I find absolutely hilarious. So this is easily one of my all-time favorites, and I highly recommend it. Okay, so coming in at number 1 on this countdown of my favorite non-written novels is the Walking Dead series by Robert Kirkman. I am so invested in this series. I much prefer it to the TV show because I feel like it's a lot darker and more honest. The characters are much better developed and feel a lot more real, especially in the ways that they react to things. I could go on forever about this series, but basically I'm just like super in love with it. That brings us to the end of this Top 5 Wednesday countdown, and this was actually super hard for me because I consider all 5 of these to kind of be on par as some of my favorites ever, so ranking them was just like crazy hard. But anyway, I recommend all of them and definitely think people should check them out. I upload videos Wednesdays, Saturdays, and sometimes Mondays as well, so be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned on those days for more bookish goodness. Toodaloo!